This is the story of the Numina, or people, a few thousand North American Indians, from their prehistoric beginnings to their destruction as an independent people. In one sense, the passage of the people was of little importance, a minor footnote to American history. But in another sense, these few thousands who lived and died on the plains shaped the continent in ways that few modern Americans have seen or understood. It is actually impossible to reconstruct the full history of this people. The Numina, the true human beings, had no writing or records, not even the crude but effective calendars of their Kiowa allies. They rode into modern history peculiarly poor in lore and legend, and because their days of power were ephemeral, they enjoyed no long autumn in which to remember and record their greatness. They passed out of history as quickly as they entered it. And, significantly, Europeans never learned much about them while they still roamed the continent. The Numina were never easily penetrable. They were a race apart. They destroyed the ancient dream of Spanish Empire in North America. They shredded the Mexican frontier. They blocked the French advance into the southwest, and they delayed the advance of the Anglo-American conquest of the continent for almost 60 years. Yet their enemies knew little about them. The Spaniards never quite grasped the realities of their northern frontier. The Mexicans failed to meet them. The French presence proved transitory. The Anglo-Americans, who finally mastered the entire inner continent by the advance of an industrial civilization, never saw the people as people. They had no interest in Indians as Indians. The Numina were an obstacle that could not be fitted into any American scheme of things, and therefore had to be destroyed, removed like other predators from the plains. Consequently, no genuine study of the Numina was made until the 1930s, much too late. Long before an ethnologist arrived among them, the survivors of the people had been reduced to confused and apathetic remnants, shot through with diffusion and contradictions from whites and other Amerindians. Their folk consciousness, like their folk pride, was broken, the essence of their folk memory lost. The old men no longer understood what their fathers had believed or thought. Even the legends had become garbled. And by this time, so much well-meaning mythology had been absorbed into the conventional knowledge of the American Indian that many essential truths were obscured. The people were scattered bands of wanderers, never a nation, and, in the strict sense, not even a tribe. No set of Europeans or Anglo-Americans ever came into contact with all of them at one time. Therefore, even the written records of the people's enemies are splintered and confused. This fragmentary evidence, however,